I am basically terrible at everything that I do. Even when I do find something that I'm able to accomplish pretty decent, I could do a decent job at it, my health gets in the way, and I end up having to flake on the work, the job, the situation that I was going to attend to. And the thing is that I haven't always been this way. Right before baptism, and then especially after baptism, I got very sick. Very, very sick. And I suddenly had no strength, no energy, and it's hard to have a drive when those things are happening. There was a time when I actually yelled at my legs to keep going. I said, "You're not broken. You work, don't you? You lift up, you lift down. You move this way and that way." I said, "You're not broken. It's just pain. Now move." I actually told my legs, "Move." And they did. And they marched. And they marched. And I was sad. And I was miserable. I was alone. I didn't perform the way people around me had expected me to. And they got disappointed in me. And they said that I needed help. And the thing is that when I cried to my God, hey God, I can't do anything. I can't get anything done. The one thing that I was doing, it seemed like it was going to work out. That whole situation changed. And I no longer had a purpose in it. It was a final change. And I said, "Lord, what will I do now? What will you have me do?" My God, my good and beautiful, loving God, my Creator, my Father, my home, my rock, my fortress, said to me, "Just let me love you." Who says that? Parents don't even say that these days. Who says that? Just let me love you. And the thing is, when God tells you something like that, you literally don't have to do any more fighting. You don't have to do any more finagling. You don't have to have any plots, plans, or schemes. Literally, do as you're commanded. When God says something like that, it's a commandment. It's not a suggestion. It's not a pretty idea. He means it. And every time I try and get something going, some kind of job, some kind of service, it falls apart. And I tend to go into pity, self-pity when that happens. But then I remember what He told me. He said, "Just let me love you." And it freed me so that I don't judge others on their adequate or inadequate abilities. tend to respect somebody's heart for a mission rather than the mission itself. And it made it easier when Jesus came down. As I was falling asleep one night, thinking on God, thinking on His goodness and His mercy and His grace. So good. Jesus come down and He held my right hand. And He said, "Are you willing to let it all go?" I said, "All of it?" He said, "Yes." I said, "But what about those that I love that aren't turned to you in this way?" He said, "Are you willing to let it all go?" And I remembered all my plans and all my agendas and how they don't work out and how I'm better off for it. And I remembered how He held me even when I didn't know it. Even though my back was turned to Him, He was right there behind me. Waiting for me to turn around, calling me. Yeah, I can leave them to Him too. I'm having a moment, I'm having a little pity party, feeling sorry for myself, and this is the way that goes. I remember my God. I turn to Him and He reminds me. I forget. It's okay if I'm inadequate at every turn. I'm alive, and I'm His, and He's mine. Thanks be to Jesus for the sacrifice, so that I could be washed in His divine blood, and my God can see me white as snow, and worthy of His love.